Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good joints. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And that's right, it's a Saturday surprise. Let's see here. Let's make sure that everybody can enjoy the Saturday surprise by first being able to hear me. All right, if you can hear me, let me know. And of course, if you can see me, I'm assuming it's all good. Say, but it's 2:46. I know. I got to go ahead and get it in quick at 2:46 because we got a little family gathering today that I totally have forgot about. And I almost got in trouble. Yeah, I'm the guy who bails out on all the family gatherings. And then, of course, I take the heat. And I got to get back down there to the little grill out so I can entertain and take some video footage and things like that. I don't want to be the ogre of the family. So I missed out, I think, Thursday and Friday. It was crazy. It was crazy at work. So I said, I'm going to make up for it today and tomorrow. That's what I got to do. I got to make up for it today and tomorrow. So with that being said, it's going to be short and quick, man. I'm talking like, half an hour of power. So we're going to do half an hour of power. Then I'll be back tomorrow. Somebody said, looks good, Kev, good. And it's, apparently you can hear me too. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get busy. Let me go ahead and rock the planet. Beat my chest like a, what? Silverback. Oh, wait. Cue music.
Beating my chest like a real gold brother. Some keys in the building. Gorillas in here.
Gorillas in here. Yeah, man, some gorillas in here. Now, with that being said, don't forget there is a Kevin's Corner store in here. And if you text MAGA to 330-974-4607, then just in case they bounce me out of here, you'll be able to at least get a message from me, and I'll let y'all know that I've been bounced off the platform. Meet me somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And let's see what else. Oh, if you want to support the channel in other ways, you can. I got a Cash App and a PayPal right below the link as well. Now, we got some stuff that I was itching to talk about, man, because it was hilarious, man, but embarrassing at the same time. You ever seen something that was funny and embarrassing at the same time? It's kind of like, you accidentally fart when you laugh. It's funny, but it's embarrassing at the same time. You're like, oh, man. Oh, shoot. And everybody's laughing, but, you almost got to laugh at yourself. You're like, it was embarrassing, but that sure was funny. And so I saw something that was embarrassing and funny at the same time. And I said, I'm mad that I couldn't cover it. But work was so tough on Thursday and Friday that I couldn't give it my all. So I said, you know what, I'm going to have to save that one so I can chuckle about it with the people. So let's get into it because, see, right about now, we're embarrassed across the whole globe. We're being embarrassed across the whole globe. They done sent Raggedy Joe overseas again after that embarrassing moment for Normandy. And now he's over at the G7 doing it again, y'all. Let's see what happened over there at the G7. Italy to the rescue.
Oh my gosh. Just when you think Joe could not get any worse, they're having the ceremony.
Now, right off grip, this is all bad. This is all bad. Now, as you can see right there, the wily and elusive, creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe is not interested in the rest of the herd. The rest of the herd is clumped together in one big unit. But as you can see, the creepy, sleepy is looking off upon I'm sitting there saying, what are you doing? Off grip. He's drawing everybody's attention away from whatever they're supposed to be looking at. Now they're starting to go, wait, does he see something we don't see? Are we about to be attacked by some wild beast in the jungle or something? So the whole herd is clumped together. And what do you get? You get creepy, sleepy, start to look off. And he got the whole herd starting to look off too. Like, where is he going? What is he looking at? Now I'm wondering if they, kind of prepped these people before this incident took place. Like, all right, we're going to stick Joe in the crowd with you guys, but come here, y'all. We haven't been quite honest with the people. Joe Biden is suffering from mental decline. Therefore, could you guys kind of keep a lookout for him? So obviously they know what's going on, but they refuse to tell us. Why is it that the Democrats just won't come out and say Joe's blew out? So now you can see this is about to turn into a tragedy. Look at him.
Ceremony at the summit in Italy, and he just starts wandering off. Look at all the other leaders looking over like, where is Joe going?
Now look. Several of them are starting to drift. Like, all right, go after him. I'm just going to position myself, try not to make it obvious that we're responsible for Joe. Yeah, so you can see Macron, he's already hit to it because just a couple of days prior, he had to rescue Joe out there at the last ceremony when Joe just walked off, and was trying to sit down before everybody was supposed to sit down. And then afterwards, Joe's husband walked him off early, and Macron had to temporarily become the U.S. president for a few minutes and stuff like that, greeting all of the soldiers and stuff, doing the job of Joe. But why do we have a president if somebody else got to do his job? He's a president for nothing. Absolute president for nothing. So now you can see Macron kind of going, let me ease on over just in case this gets out of control. And then look who comes to the rescue eventually.
Oh, brother.
Look. She's trying not to make it obvious. She got the backwards walk. She's like talking to Macron, probably like, don't worry. I got him this time. As she's backing up. There we go. That's right. Over here. What? Where? Unbelievable.
I love.
There you go. That's us on the world stage. They sent that man out there to do that. But I'm sure, like I said, based on the body language and the reaction to the rest of those people, they all know that Joe got to go. They all know that he's blew out. And it's sad that they had to come to the rescue. You couldn't have Black Gay Drop run out there in the middle of that. I mean, Jill, she wasn't supposed to be out there. So they probably had to prep a couple people and say, look, just in case Joe starts to do something. Now, we can't tell you what he's going to do. We have no idea what this man is about to do. But if you notice him doing something strange in the neighborhood, and they reacted to it, and yet they want us to believe this man's respected on the world stage. I've been hearing all kinds. Somebody said mentity. That's right. He's blew out mentity. And if you don't believe me, check this out.
I love my right-wing friends to talk about the tree of liberty is water with the blood of patriots.
Well, the tree of liberty is not water with the blood of patriots.
The tree of liberty is water with the blood of patriots. And
The Second Amendment from the day it was passed limited the type of people who could own a gun and what type of weapon you could own.
bullshit.
You couldn't buy a cannon. Those who say the blood of patriots, and all that stuff.
There it is. See, when you got your tagline and you just keep repeating it, now there it is, tongue twisting. Liberty, 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 liberty. That's what he's doing right about now. Too many, the blood of liberty, the blood of liberty, liberty, liberty. So now there he is out there talking about the blood of liberty and going through his same statement about the cannon. And everybody knows that in most states you can own a cannon, but Joe doesn't care.
About how we're going to have to move against the government. So anyway, look, and I love people who say the blood of liberty, or excuse me, the tree of liberty is water with the blood of patriots. There's never
liberty, liberty. So there we go. He's talking about the blood of liberty. Now, here we go. The Democrats are going after the guns again. Going after the guns again. It is just a cycle of the same attacks on our freedoms. And we all know all of this is designed to one day eliminate all of our freedoms. They hate our freedoms because it stands in the way of tyranny. So it's a recycling of things. Constant bombardment against society and all of our norms, all of our social fabric that keeps us united and in a cohesive unit as Americans. They want to rip that apart. They go after our freedom of speech. They go after our guns. They're going after everything that allows us to be independent from the government and to also have checks and balances when it comes down to the government. And of course, the excuse always is you're going to need F-15s and jet fighters and stuff like that if you want to defeat the American government. I don't know about that, Joe. I heard somebody say, interesting, we lost in Afghanistan and we had jets and tanks and all kind of stuff, and all they had was pretty much guns. And if you got people with heart and they're resilient, it's hard to occupy their space. It's hard to occupy it. You might invade it initially and get in, but now you got to worry about constantly being attacked by these people. And it's not easy to occupy unless you're willing to wipe out the whole, if you don't, and this is what burns me up. People talk about Israel's committing genocide. Is genocide, is it committing genocide? No, if they were committing genocide, they would do it real quick and without any risk by just blowing Palestine and all of that off the map. Why go in and occupy that area or try to go in and find out who's who, decipher who's a citizen from a terrorist and who's a hostage from? That's too risky if you were trying to commit genocide. So unless our American military decided we don't care about the infrastructure of America, we don't care about, figuring out what citizens are on our side or not, we're just going to wipe out cities, just blow them off the map. If you're not willing to do that, it is hard to really get in there and fight that type of civil war. So they use that as an excuse, but then all you got to do is just step back and say, well, if that's the case, then why were y'all worried about January 6th and them taking over our whole government? Our whole government was at risk from people with MAGA hats and cell phones. Now, isn't that interesting? On one end, we're going to need F-15s and nuclear weapons and stuff. On the other end, all we need is MAGA hats and cell phones. So if you just apply a little logic to this, you'll find out that this is a scam. It's all a scam, So now all of a sudden we're back to trying to get the guns out of people's hands and starting off passively. We don't want all the guns. We just want rational gun control. We just want sensible gun control. Give us a little bit of gun control. Little bit leads to a lot. So they're back on that again.
Never been a time that says you can own anything you want. And never. You couldn't own a cannon during the Civil War. No, I'm serious. Think about it. How much have you heard this phrase? The blood of liberty. Liberty. Quash of those. Give me a break.
What? Hunter Biden found guilty in federal gun case? Oh, my. Right after he was out there talking about liberty, and the blood of liberty, and the can't own a cannon, and the guns, and the legislation, and all that. Give me your guns, but not hunters. Wow. Awkward. Let's see how the White House handled it.
To that press briefing that was obviously delayed by the president's remarks. It actually just got canceled.
Yeah, we just learned that.
Whoops.
Briefing canceled after the president's son was convicted.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. So they get a conviction on the crackhead. And Creepy is out there trying to get everybody else's guns. And Black Gay Drop don't want none of that. She's like, what? Oh, this is going to be a PR nightmare. I'm not going out. I'm just not. No, we're just going to have to cancel it for today. I'm not doing it. You got to go out, Black Gay. You got to go out, man. Use your Black Gay Drop powers. Use your Black Gay Drop. Nope, they're not that powerful. Man, you're going to get me destroyed out there trying to explain why the president's son is just convicted of gun charges. And he's out there talking about gun legislation and you can't own a cannon and all this stuff and people and all that. So they went ahead and took the cheap route and canceled it.
Well, we're going to take a quick
break. They don't
break,
even know what to do.
We'll discuss also.
Let's keep going with the panel.
Wow. White House cancels news briefing after jury finds Hunter Biden guilty on gun charges. Wow. Man, now that is quite awkward. I want to hear them explain. Oh, I'm sorry. Joe just comes out and says, he's the smartest person I know. He's my son. I'm proud of him. He never quits. He does stuff and can't recognize any of the flaws in his son because Joe can't recognize the flaws in himself. Joe would have to condemn himself to condemn Hunter because he's just as creepy as Hunter. Yeah, he just know how to hide it, man. He just know how to hide it a little better, okay? So there are some people out there that are fooled and deceived by the Biden's facade, and they're trying to come up with an excuse for the crackhead, y'all. An excuse for the crackhead. And notice the things that they want to focus on versus all the horrific stuff that was found on that laptop. See, they want to go ahead and focus on the positives of the crackhead and not all of the negatives. But for some reason, when it's Trump, they never focus on the positives. It's always the negatives. I don't think they're capable of seeing a positive in Trump. See, they never look for the light at the end of the tunnel with Trump. Yeah, when he was down there in Atlanta and he hugged that black girl and she was like, oh, you know what? Tell my mom I finally made it and all that stuff. And it was a beautiful moment. You think they were able to recognize that? Nope. Nah, you know what? What kind of shenanigans is Trump up to down there? He's just, he's pandering and all of that. So now let's listen to the witches on The View come up with some type of compassion. An excuse for the crackhead.
Need to be sowing trust in our system.
You know what I was thinking this morning? I was thinking, when Joe Biden's wife and child were killed in that crash.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong about this. I believe that Hunter and Bo were in the car.
They were both in the car.
And Bo died of cancer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this guy became an addict. I mean, not to excuse whatever bad things he's done.
Well, that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You're making excuses for all the bad things he's done, whereas you probably would attack the Don Jr. and all of them, and they ain't done nothing. They ain't been accused of no crimes or nothing. Yeah, but they're covering for their father and Don Jr. and all of these white privileged boys, and they would try to rip them. But at the same time, here she is talking about all of the tragedy that Hunter Biden has went through. So he ain't caused no chaos. I mean, you should have compassion for the Iceman if that's the case. Yeah, if you ever seen the documentary on the Iceman, he was a notorious hitman for the mob, the Gambino family, and he had a horrific childhood. And you know how he coped with it. You know how he went ahead and said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and deal with my childhood by killing folks all over the place. And when the psychologist came in and did the interview, he told him, he said, you're a victim of 3 things that cause a perfect storm. One of them, you have antisocial disorder. You know, you lack the normal fear that somebody would have when it comes down to danger and risk. You know, and he said, I mean, there's people in society that they suffer from that, but they channel it in the right way. They might become Navy SEALs and compartmentalize, you know, what they're doing. They're like, okay, you know what? These are the enemy, so I could go ahead, take them out and feel okay with it. But when it comes down to an American citizen, that's where I draw the line. See, it's a moral code, even though I lack the empathy and fear when it comes down to doing certain things that other people just can't do. He said, 2, you're paranoid. So you don't allow yourself to develop relationships with people. So you keep people isolated. And he said, but the third element that caused you to go this route versus, say, a stuntman or a Navy SEAL or somebody like that, he said, is the abusive household. You had a horrific father and he abused you and you channeled all of these elements into evil. Yeah. And so the Iceman sat back and was like, oh, that makes sense. But the Iceman was able to recognize what he was doing was not right. They asked him, hey, you do realize this is not normal for you to be able to hack up somebody in a bathtub with a chainsaw. He said, I know it's not. I want you to figure out why I'm able to do it and not feel anything. And so the Iceman was trying to get to the bottom of it, and he wasn't making excuses. He was like, you know what, I'm horrible. I shouldn't have killed all these people, but it is what it is. They're making excuses for Hunter. So he had all these things happen in his past, and I guess all of these conditions formed this kid doing all of these things. Notice she's not talking about all of the sadistic things that you saw and heard about on that laptop. See, so now it's just an addiction. She's covering that up. If you have an addiction, that doesn't mean you're malicious and you're sadistic and all of these things. So there's a lot of other elements to Hunter Biden than just the fact that his Bo died and he was in a car accident as a kid. Yeah, cry me a river. Now, I'm not saying that it's cool that happened, but what I'm telling you is that you can go through almost anybody's life and find a tragedy of things. Some people, they deal with it and overcome it, and some people turn into Hunter Biden.
But have a little, you know, as the Jews say, rakamonis for the guy. Mm-hmm. You know, in your heart, you feel bad for that.
Where's all the rakamonis for Trump? No rakamonis for him? He wants some of that rakamonis. See, have some rakamonis for Trump. I mean, heck, he ran for president. He was set up by Hillary Clinton and the FBI. Afterwards, he was impeached 2 times for nothing. He's been called a racist, white nationalist, xenophobe, homophobe, the Hitler, Mussolini, the devil, a false prophet. He's been called all those things. Then he's been indicted 4 times, convicted on 1 bootleg charge. Have some rakamonis. Where's the rakamonis for Trump? None of that? Oh, okay.
That family. And look at the picture of Joe Biden hugging his son. Oh. He stands with him and he's not pardoning him because he's a true American who believes in democracy.
No, because he is a corrupt politician that is very strategic when it comes down to taking advantage of this conviction of Hunter. That's all it is. And he's a father that will never highlight his son's corruption because he's just as corrupt. So that's why he's never come out and said, man, yeah, my son, he got some problems. If I have a son that ends up doing something horrific, I can't come out and just act like that never happened. He's the best person I know. He's smart, he's intelligent, he's getting over it. But he is Jeffrey Dahmer. He did eat about 15 people. But besides that, he's the best person I know. He's honest and he has integrity. You can't do, I got to go, man, look, if you're Ted Bundy, I ain't got nothing for you, man. I'm like Flavor Flav. I can't do nothing for you, man. You just ate about 18 people. Can't do it. So She's up here talking about the hugs that Creepy's given to the crackhead. Of course he's hugging them. Because Creepy and the crackhead is in business together. He's like, we might get through this, Hunty. We might get through it if Trump doesn't get in. So here we go.
And the way the system is supposed to work. That's who you vote for.
That's who you vote for. So this is who you're voting for? This is who you vote for?
But have a little, as the Jews say, rachmanis for the guy.
And now Hallie Biden. She is the widow of Beau Biden, but then she started a relationship with Hunter Biden after his brother passed away. And as you mentioned, she talked about the moments when she first learned that Hunter Biden was using drugs. She mentioned that she saw crack, didn't quite know what it was, so she Googled it, and that's when she asked Hunter Biden if he was using drugs, and she got the answer that he was.
And then he said, you want some of this? That's when he said, you want some of this? So yeah, that's the guy that they want to have some rachmanis for and stuff. Now, nobody should want to get a family member or a loved one hooked on something so horrific as crack. Nobody. You are a sadistic, evil parent if you're sitting around flirting with giving your kids drugs and thinking it's funny. Parents that make excuses for giving their kids drugs, talking about if they're going to do it, I want them to do it with me. So I took them out in the barn and we smoked a cigarette together. And I'm going, you fool. You're a fool. I can see if you're a kid, you're young, and you're your brother or something. You're like, let's try this, let's try it. But as a full-blown adult, if you get hooked on something that you know is dangerous and you purposefully say, I'm going to introduce this to a loved one who has no desire of it, they have not came to you. They're grown. They've never been hooked on anything. And you just want to not be alone, I guess. I don't want to be the only crackhead in the family. So I'm going to go ahead and I say, hey, why don't you go ahead and take a hit of this crack? No. Yeah, granted, my teeth are falling out, but that's not normal. That's not normal. Yeah, that's right. I don't sleep at night and I scratch and itch and I spend all my money and all of this stuff up. But that it won't happen to you. It won't happen to you. So that's malicious in itself. But Joy Behart, she's like, have some cojones or whatever.
As you also mentioned, Chris, she was introduced to using drugs by Hunter Biden.
Oh. Hallie Biden, Hunter's now dead brother's wife.
Ooh.
Hunter had an intimate relationship with her after his brother passed. Then he got her hooked onto crack.
There you go. Sounds like a stand-up kind of guy to me. To honor my dead brother, I'm going to go and sleep with his widow and then get her hooked on crack. That's the kind of brotherly love that the Hunter Biden family is all about.
But have a little, as the Jews say, rachmanis for the guy.
But someone who is talking is the mother of Hunter Biden's daughter, who was born out of wedlock. Though she's 5, Jim Murray reports London Roberts says President Biden still has not met his granddaughter.
That's the guy you vote for.
And that's who you vote for.
In early 2018, she became pregnant. At first, she says Hunter was supportive.
I'm pregnant. And it's just this look of nothing.
Yeah, I bet you every thought in his head was like, I wonder if Dad can have her taken out. A little bit of ricin, something like that, some cyanide. Boy, this is a bad situation. He's gotten me out of most of them. That's probably what was going through his head.
Just looking, just shock. And I'm like, give you time to process it. It's yours. And that's when he snaps out of it. He's like, I know it's mine.
But then she says he ghosted her, and she was forced to return home to Arkansas.
Oh, no. Oh, shoot. Hold on first. There you go. Hoping that it would go away. Hoping that the situation would just take care of itself.
When she gave birth to Navy, her joy was tinged by hurt because Hunter publicly denied that he was the father.
Oh, not a good
Think about that.
London filed a paternity suit, and a DNA test proved that Hunter Biden is, in fact, Navy's father.
London says Hunter has yet to meet their daughter in person.
And I never will. That's not what Bidens do.
Also, you're right about that. He never will. If you think that dude's going to show up there and play daddy, it ain't happening. Ain't happening. He's preoccupied with his life. He's hoping that he wishes that all go away, like it never happened.
So testifying, Zoe Keston, an ex-girlfriend who Hunter Biden met while she was a dancer at a gentleman's club. He used cash for a lot of things. A good amount of it was for drugs, she told the jury, saying at one point he was smoking crack every 20 minutes or so.
20 minutes?
He is the smartest man I know.
Hunter Biden filmed himself smoking crack behind the wheel driving, 172 miles per hour on way to Vegas? That's not smart. So, one, he's filming his crimes. Two, he's smoking crack while filming his crimes. And three, he's driving 172 miles per hour while smoking crack and filming his crimes. I'm surprised the man made it, honestly, this far. He needs to be wearing a helmet. He needs to be walking around with a full-blown helmet. The fact that he left the laptop, had the gun in the car with the door open, lets me know he's not very smart. The fact that this guy had all of those video clips on his laptop of him smoking crack. Don't forget the other video where he has the gun, thinking he's hardcore from the streets, I guess. Don't forget that one. All kind of stuff on that laptop. But he's smart. The smartest people I know. Yeah. I could just see it looking just like this clip right here. 172, y'all.
Oh, what a day. What a lovely day.
What a lovely day. Yeah.
There's really no.
That's Hunty. That's Hunty all day. Oh, what a day. What a lovely day. Do you understand how fast 172 is in a regular? The fastest I ever been on a motorcycle was 120. Yeah, and I was on a motorcycle. This guy was in a car, and I'm in hyperfocus. I'm in hyperfocus on him. It's not like I'm up here, I'm filming myself, smoking crack. I'm sitting there going, I'm aware of the danger here. If I hit one bad pothole or something like that, it's a problem. It's a problem. Stay in your lane, everybody. Focus. This guy is not even focused at 172 miles per hour. Look at me and watch it. I'm surprised he didn't die. It's unbelievable. But hey guys, check this out though. Now, Creepy got some cover because we all know that whole situation with Hunter is a way that the Democrats can distract away from the real crimes. They should be, focused on Creepy and not the crackhead. See, it's Creepy and the Crackhead Inc. It's Creepy and the Crackhead Incorporated. It's not just Creepy and it's not just the crackhead. These were, the partners. And so they want, the Republicans want to get, the video, or should I say the audio of that I guess the interview with and her, I don't know how you pronounce it, her or but where they went ahead and said we can't go ahead and prosecute Creepy because his mentity is all blew out. But we want to hear it. We want to hear it too to make sure that the transcripts line up with the audio. Yeah, because that tells a lot when you hear somebody. It's hard. It's like texting. You can't quite get the context. It might be some emphasis there or something left out, and then you might misinterpret the text. What you mean when you had said that? No, that's not what I was saying. Maybe if we talked, you'd be able to understand that the tone of my voice was not to emphasize that. So we want the audio. But for some reason, Mayor Garlick don't want to release the audio. And then you send this bum out, Goldman, to give an excuse of why Mayor Garlick shouldn't be held in contempt and why they shouldn't have to release this. And Jake Fake Crapper actually asked a question that jammed this dude all the way up.
Basis for the Justice Department to not give the audio recordings to Congress either?
Well, first of all, there is, and I do believe the basis is that it would have a chilling impact on any future cooperation.
No, the basis is that it would have a devastating impact on the lies that the Democrats and the media have been saying that Joe Biden is coherent, he's sharp, behind closed doors, he's on it, he's capable of running the country. It will have a devastating impact. But this guy's trying to make up an excuse.
Witnesses who would know they would be recorded and would know that it potentially could be disclosed. And who knows what's in a specific recording.
Exactly. That's why we want to know. If the audio and the transcript lines up, then what's the problem? I mean, it's not like you got to redact anything. We already read everything in the transcript. We just want to hear it. We just want to hear it so we can laugh at that because it's going to be funny. And then there was a time where I was in the hotel with, it was me and Jimmy Crackcorn. I don't care. And you know what? There was me and Lucio Ball. That's what it was. And we were all in the hotel room, and you would hear all kind of crazy stuff come out on that audio. You would hear him stammering, all the weird sounds he makes. You might even hear that one word he uses that nobody knows what that is. You will hear all kind of stuff. And that will give you a better indication of what condition Joe's in. Because, see, I would hate to think that they would just come up and say that we can't go ahead and prosecute this dude because he's a well-meaning old man with a bad memory. And they're lying to us. I need to hear that. I want to hear just how bad of a condition Joe's in. Don't be hold stuff back. We want y'all to be transparent. You know, because y'all be saying that Trump wasn't transparent. I want some transparency. That's all I want. I'm not greedy.
We know what the substance is because we have the transcript. And so there are legitimate investigative reasons why the Department of Justice would not want to turn over. And the Congress has to have a legitimate reason to request these materials. There is no legitimate reason that anyone has identified on the Republican side why they need the audio recording in addition to the transcript.
What difference does it make? Because Joe's sharp, he's on it. And really, we do need that. Because, see, you're wanting the people just simply to take the word of, you know, the investigators. That's what you want? You just want us to take the word? I mean, if I was a Joe Biden supporter, I would want to know. I would want to defend Joe. And it's easy to defend Joe if you simply hear him on that audio. Sounds sharp to me. Sound intelligent to me. Sounds, versus, yeah, they were right. In fact, it's probably worse than what the transcript reads.
And who knows what's in a specific recording.
Exactly. So, DOJ memo says Mayor Garlick cannot be prosecuted for contempt over Biden heard audio. So there you go. This guy thinks he's above the law. Now, we do have, I forget the name of the lady. I think she's a congresswoman from Florida. But she's like, look, man, just holding him in contempt is one thing. But we might be able to do something even more to where we can have the sergeant at arms arrest this dude. Because we know the DOJ is not going to prosecute him or arrest him for being, in contempt. They're not going to do it. So there's another step. And I think she says she's going to introduce it to the House. But see, I worry about weak, sorry, jelly-backed Republicans going, nah, let's not go that far. No, take it as far as you can take it. I'm sick of us going, let's not go that far. Anna Paluna. I want it far as you could take it. Use every absolute resource, legal resource. They want to play rough? Okay, we play rough, man. Go to the extreme. Grab this dude by the ears and have the sergeant at arms take him right to the slammer. So now, what's this DEI disaster? Oh, guys. I ran across something real funny as we close out tonight. Starting off, though, with, a person who's become a fixture on my show, and that's Mad Max. She's back. Mad Max is back. And she's celebrating these raggedy DEI hires that are going after Trump and prosecuting him. And then we're going to find out why that's a bad thing in a second, though. Here we go. Let's see what Mad Max got to say.
It's so important for us to fight for education.
That's right.
Because when we do that, we can aspire to careers that will help change what goes on in this country and have a real democracy.
Because when we do that, we can fight for... So what is a real democracy? One that Democrats control constantly and consistently. One that they can make up the rules as they go. Use the justice system to do exactly what they want to do, regardless of how abusive it might be.
I want to give you an example of it. Right now, as Trump is on trial, you have Letitia James in New York. Mm-hmm. You have Fani Willis in Georgia.
So now it's really not about education. For a second there, I thought you were going to say, and this is like I said, Democrats, man, can't have them talk no more than about 5 minutes before they start bringing up Trump and some type of, race issue. Focused on race constantly. So here's Mad Max introducing Trump. Now, I thought the conversation was about education. I thought she was focused on you can do all that you can't do in America. Nope. Let me give you an example. You have Trump and up there in New York. Now look at these raggedy folks that she's highlighting. See, I mean, only people that would fall for this are people who focus solely on race or sex. Unfortunately, we got a lot of African Americans and some people of other colors and white liberals who think this is a good thing. Just because she's up here pointing at this, and me as a conservative, I'm looking at this saying, don't bring them into this, because these are horrific examples. You're focused on black, corrupt, evil women who are going after the former president for political purposes that neither one of these people are qualified to even do it. And if they weren't supported and backed up by the raggedy Democrat Party in these liberal areas, yeah, they would fall apart. So here she is.
And you have Tanya Chunkin, who is a judge,
evil judge.
All have a role to play now.
Yes, their role is activism. That's it. See, so just understand, children out there, you don't really need to be proficient at your job. You don't really need to be, the best that you can be. You just have to be an activist, and you have to be willing to serve the Democrat Party, and you can go far. Now, she's focused on certain positions of power that can be abused. She's not talking about science. She's not talking about engineering. She's not talking about that. She's talking about powerful roles that black female liberal women have negotiated their way into and are being used by the Democrat Party to go after Trump and to completely desecrate the system that we're supposed to be trusting in.
Prosecutors and judges. And if we're ever to change the criminal justice system and get some justice, we've got to be in there.
We've got to be in there. Yeah, well, they're doing a fine job in black SO-ran cities by changing the justice system. And that is why they're falling apart, Mad Max. That's why you got kids up here doing burnouts in front of cops. That's why you got them attacking regular citizens walking by minding their own business. Yeah, there you go. That's why you got all these DAs letting the real criminals go, and the cities are falling apart while they're up there chasing around Donald Trump. And here she's talking about the criminal justice system. Have you not been to New York? How about you take your raggedy wig down into the subway without security and just go ahead and meander about? You might find yourself up on the third rail for no reason, or even punched in the face by some crazy dude who just walks around punching women. Boy, that'd be I don't even know if that person can hit her in that mug.
We've got to be educated, and that's why we're not going to give up, because now we see what it means. Let me just tell you a little something that I tweeted, and that's this. When they go low, black women are going to law school.
Oh, God. When they go low, black women are going to law school. So we can create a whole bunch of DEI women who comes out and are really activists for the Democrat Party and will do our bidding when we need someone to destroy a opponent of ours. And that's what it is. Because you can tell she's DEI, her vote right there. Because I'm sitting there listening to her going, you're an idiot. How does a person like Mad Max become rich? Well, it's a combination of being completely complicit with the Democrat Party and willing to be an activist, because that's all she does. She comes out, she's mad. That's why she's Mad Max. But two, evil. There you go. You got to be complicit and evil. And then you can become rich as a Democrat politician with no brains.
When they go low, black men are becoming judges. Yeah. When they go low, we're not giving up. We're going to continue.
Who's they? Who's they? When they go low, who's they? Who are you fighting against? Are you fighting against crime and criminals, or are you fighting against Republicans? That's what it is. They care nothing about crime or criminals or the issues of the people. It's all about power. And it's always they. And I'm saying, you might get something done if you focus on the real problems in society. But the problem for the Democrat Party is Republicans is standing in their way. Only good Republicans, MAGA Republicans. And speaking of DEI hires, here's the results of one of the people that she mentioned. You have Fani Willis down there in Georgia. And look at this, guys. They done brought Fanny's lover on CNN. Look at him, Nathan up there. The same guy who took him a little bit. But he finally remembered whether he had been to that hotel. No, I'm sorry. It was a cabin with Fat Fanny. Have you ever been to a cabin with Fani Willis? Could you use it in a sentence? Yes. Nathan and Fani went to the cabin to knock boots. Okay. What's the origin, the root word of cabin? The cabin derives from the Greek word kabinisi. That means a place where two people go and knock boots. Okay. Cabin. No. That guy. So now let's see. Here he's coming out to clean up some of the rumors and reputation that has went into the tank since this whole interview and stuff that took place. So let's see how he does, y'all.
When did the romantic relationship between the two of you start?
Yeah, so we get into. There's been this effort to say that these exact dates are at issue, and
he's the worst. How did this guy become a lawyer, y'all? How did he become a lawyer? Man, he is straight telling on himself just by this word salad. Okay, relationships, like, okay, when you say, like, all right, so there's been a lot of talk, like rumors and stuff about relationships, because everybody likes them, but not everybody, because like it depends on like what like in relation to what object, because objects have relation to ways. And so, wait, hold on, somebody calling me. That's how bad he's doing in this. That is how bad he's doing right now.
These exact dates are, I'm getting signaled here.
Yeah, he's not even discreet. Yeah, he's a DEI hire. Got to be. Got to, no, got to, no. Be a DEI hire. Didn't even play it off like, excuse me for a second. He's like, the dates, who know? I don't have a calendar when it come down to like when but then the relationship, hold on for a second. Somebody signaling me, trying to save my life. Yeah, my lawyer on the set is going, stop. You about to, don't say another word. So let's see them play this off, y'all.
Yeah, take it. Mic off, mic.
Yeah, take the mic off so we don't catch you on a hot mic and get over here.
Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Don't stop.
Yeah, keep rolling. Because we want to see the behind the scenes. Boy, I tell you, man. Now, you would think this dude would go somewhere and sit down and lay low. Lay low. Okay. But not him. He goes out there on CNN. Now, maybe he thought CNN wasn't going to ask him a tough question. Maybe this was supposed to be a cover-up piece, to defend Fat Fanny and him. But he made matters worse by dodging that question. Now, first of all, it appeared he was attempting to answer the question first. Just, trying to figure out how can I say this without incriminating myself. Okay. So they snatch him away. And let's see how they coach him up to approach this when he goes back. Look here, man. You understand? Shut your dang on mouth. Now, look, fool. You want to go to prison? And yeah, look, Fat Fanny's on the line. You understand that? Lean in. Okay, let's act like we're reading something. Act like we're reading this book right here. But now, listen, man. If I have to slap you upside the head, you know what I'm saying? Now, look, Fanny done got you out of some mess already. And you better go get your butt out there and you say something. Let me tell you what to say. So now let's see what he does. Obvious the huddle. You see the huddle?
What's good? Yeah, good. Go roll.
Everything okay?
Yeah. No, everything's not okay. You asked me a question that almost blew me to hell. No, and I almost walked right into the trap by trying to answer it without answering it. So I got coached up, even though I'm a lawyer, and I should be able to properly dodge this question without answering it. But I guess a real lawyer had to step in and say, dude, you can't answer. This is what you say. So let's see how he answers the same question this time.
Just to revisit the question, it was to clarify when the romantic relationship started and when it ended.
Sure. So, I believe that the public has, through the testimony and other interviews, the public has a clear snapshot that this is clearly just a distraction.
Oh, wow. Oh, man, total 360 on the effort to answer that question. The public already, the trial spoke for itself. And this is nothing more than a distraction from what? A distraction from the truth about when that relationship started. That's what this is, Nathan. Why do they put this guy out there like this? The same guy who just told on himself and Fani by taking a whole 60 seconds to answer the simplest question in the world. Did you or didn't you go to a cabin with Fat Fanny? Took him 60 seconds. And it was the obvious, I'm sitting here pondering my whole life. Look, the look up in the sky. You couldn't get more stereotypical when it comes down to, I really am thinking, do I want to go to jail or something like that by answering the truth? Now, I know I have been with her, but I can't say that. I'm just going to go with, no. There you go. That guy. We all knew what he was about when he tried to answer that question. And then they bring you right back out.
And I think that we should be focusing on more of the facts and the indictment in the case.
Yeah, that's what we should be focusing on, not when that relationship started, which was the whole basis of the case in the first place.
I ask because obviously it's still a pending matter. It's going to be before the Court of Appeals. But you did testify to this, and you were asked on the stand about when it started and when it ended. It just wasn't completely clear. And then later, the answer was at the end of that year. And so I think that was the clarity that people were seeking of when it started and when it ended.
That is the crux of the question. I don't choose to say or do anything that would jeopardize the case or the court's ruling.
Do you believe, as you reflect on this, that your relationship with the district attorney was a mistake?
Yes.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What I believe is this whole conversation is a distraction.
There you go. That's all I believe. But I came on to CNN and I didn't expect y'all to ask me even about the case or are you DEI. That's it, y'all. I don't need a law license to practice at this point. After watching these idiots, good googly moo. You go on CNN and you expect. Now, granted, I got to give it to him. If you watch some CNN interviews, they will bring people on. They will be like, would you like to tell us about how the white nationalists are using this whole case with you and Fani Willis to push a right-wing agenda? And then they go ahead and they go on lunch while this person vomits up about 4 or 5 minutes of lies, accusations, rebuttals, and excuses without being questioned. So maybe he thought that was going to happen, but she blindsided him with a simple question. When did the relationship start? And his answer is, I think that is a distraction from my... That's the best they got. So these are the type of people that evil, corrupt Democrats got to go and find to do their evil bidding. See, you can't get intelligent, smart folks out there that will do the things that big cankles, evil Laquifa James up there in New York tried to do. See, you can't get people with integrity doing that. Then they got to come out and make themselves look stupid and corrupt with these raggedy accusations, excuses, and charges about Trump and his businesses. And, he's deceiving folks, but yet they're not complaining. Everybody loved doing business with Trump, but somehow there's a victim without a victim. Then you get to Alvin Bragg. He resurrects this raggedy case. Somehow there's a crime without a crime. You get Jack in the Box. He's not a minority, but he's still evil. So you got to have one of those elements, Yeah, they managed to get the most important ingredient in him, though. Evilness. But yet he's down there planting and rearranging evidence and stuff like that. Then, of course, you get Fat Fanny, who hires her lover boy, goes on an extravagant trip and all of that stuff. And all of them colluded with folks at the White House. Not very smart folks. When I see these people leave records of their corruption, I say, how do these evil folks operate? They need to take some lessons from old mobsters or something. These dudes didn't leave no trails. Wasn't no phone call records. Mess like that. How about you go ahead and put a hood on or something and cloak and dagger in a park in the middle of the night, like at 1 a.m. Your face covered, big hat and everything. These folks got records all over the place, but yet, they get out there thinking that we're evil, corrupt, activist Democrats who nobody will ever come back to find, wait a minute, on this date, or we just filed for this record to show you were here on this date, or you did visit the White House. While at the same time, the fake news are out there telling us there's no evidence. There's no evidence that the White House knew about this or were involved in this. And I'm saying, are you kidding me? That's what you get when you get DEI hires mixed with evil, corrupt politicians. Yeah, you get a big crap storm, a shite storm of all of this mess that we're looking at now. So, guys, thanks for kicking it with me on a Saturday. I might come back tomorrow, try to go ahead and finish up some stuff I didn't get a chance to get to on Thursday and Friday. But boy, I tell you, our country is in dire need of a change right about now. After seeing Joe come out there at the G7 and wander off somewhere, tiptoeing through the tulips, I wonder if they wouldn't have stopped him, how far would he have went, y'all? That's my question. I wonder, where is he going? Is someone going to go and get them? No, let him go. Let that man walk right on off into the jungle somewhere. Creepy sleeps tonight. There we go. Let him wander off into the jungle somewhere. So God bless y'all. Don't forget to hit like on your way out. Share my videos. Follow me on all the other platforms. Text MAGA to this number 3309-744-607. If you want to support the channel, you can contribute to my Cash App or my PayPal. And you can go ahead and check out the show. Somebody said that was a great surprise, Kev. Thank you. Yes, indeed. And I might give y'all another one tomorrow. So keep your notifications on and set to all. All right. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Let me get back to the family picnic before I get in trouble, y'all. I'm going to jump on the man motorcycle and head down.
This is awesome.
Tear up the place, yeah. Take care.